exams, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, we should cover this event before it disappears, tomorrow? Oh boy, well, let's do this. It's Little Lady's Day, we're here in Ul'dah, and, well, we've got dancers, but you got dancers. I think this is the event where you would get, like, the songbird dress from many years ago. I do believe it's on sale on the Bog Station. But we do have, well, we should figure out what we have here. What's being offered? Maybe get some context on what the event is? Good day to you, adventurer. Have you any questions regarding the history of Little Lady's Day? I'm at your service. Okay, well, what is Little Lady's Day? Once a year, when the peach blossoms come to bloom, Eorzea celebrates all the lovely spirited young maidens who bring such joy to our realm. The origins of the holiday can be traced back to the events that happened some 3 centuries past, when the Torn dynasty still reigned in Ul'dah. The plucky princess Edvia, tired of being sequestered within the palace walls by her overprotective father, the Sultan Baldric Torn, exchanged garb with a miller girl and wandered off into the town in search of adventure. Upon learning of his daughter's disappearance, the Sultan was stricken with panic. He summoned the palace guard, down to the last man, and ordered them to tear the city apart to see that no harm befell his precious princess. And tear the city apart they did. The poor miller whose daughter assisted the princess in her escape saw his house nigh ripped from the ground, while the family was threatened with imprisonment and worse. To the good fortune of all, Princess Edvia was soon found just outside the palace walls. When she confessed the true reason that she had run away, her father was racked with guilt for his actions. He had the miller's house rebuilt by the most skilled craftsmen and offered to personally serve as senshkul to the miller girl for a day to atone for his actions. The common folk were deeply moved by their sultan's newfound compassion. The sultan himself, vowing to never forget the lessons he had learned, declared that each year he would serve as senshkul for a young girl chosen from the town's people by lot. Tradition continued long after Sultan Baldric's death, living on even as the Torn dynasty gave way to Diul. In time, it spread to other nations, where it took new forms, eventually evolving into the Little Lady's Day celebration that we know and love today. So, who was Princess Edvia? Princess Edvia was one and only daughter of Sultan Baldric of House Torn, the Huron noble house that Ul'dah some 300 years ago to this day. Her disappearance from the palace. It is, as you can see, like 10 in the morning, and I'm like, yeah, I only just got up. Let's do some reading. You know, is this a bedtime story? Am I gonna fall asleep? No. We're in for the lot, folks. We're in for the day. Her disappearance from the palace. The commotion that followed, and the eventual revolution, oft retold as the legend of the Lost Lady, are said to represent the origins of the celebration we know as Little Lady's Day. It's said that before the events of that day, relations between the spirited princess and her stern yet overly protective father were strained at best. Though the father claimed to love his daughter dearly, the form this love took was a stifling sort. The princess' disappearance and return changed everything. Sultan Baldric gained a newfound respect for his daughter's independent nature, while Princess Edvia realized that her father's treatment of her was born of simple misunderstanding, not lack of love. The bond between the two grew only stronger in the months and years to follow, and the two came to be celebrated as the most ideal embodiment of father and daughter that the realm had ever seen. Okay, and hello, Royal Handmaiden. You offer me didn't say it on the map that you were actually a seller of items. I'll get maximum of all that later. So for decisions orchestration roll, sure. And a wall mount, something for you nice for the wall. Sure, I'll take it. I'll take some free stuff. Well, free in air quotes. Alright. But we do get a nice ballroom etiquette fanfare, an illustrated manual of the various steps and gestures that comprise the little lady's dance. Ah, cool. So yeah, the Royal Ascent Scale has a new event in mind to bring smiles to all the princesses of the realms. Ah, greetings, my friend. 'Tis good to see you. Very good indeed. It is just so happens that there's a matter of which I require assistance. As you're aware, another little lady's day is upon us. We're celebrating all ladies as princesses, attending to their very needs. For this year's celebration, we are planning to distribute replicas of an antique folding fan to participants. Wishing to learn more about said fan? Miss Aldietta, a scion of House Torn, has taken it upon herself to investigate its origins. Alas, she has had a frail constitution and feeling unwell. For now she rests at my insistence, but passionate as she is about the celebration, I worry that she won't stay put. 'Twas when I turned to you for help, in order to take the burden off my lady, who was also a treasured princess this day. Might I prevail you to assist with her investigation? Sure, why not? I am truly grateful now. Miss Aldietta would be resting on a bench in the Gold Court, so pray seek her out there. I leave her in your capable hands. Seasonal event, quest accepted. Gold Court is over there, so I mean we could just go to the Gladiators Guild. My apologies. I didn't notice you there. It's been quite some time. You are well, I trust. If you're looking to partake in the festivities, I would be happy to point out the direction of the Royal Sandskill. I'm actually here for you. To help you out. So the Royal Sandskill sent you. Well, I'd be lying if I said I didn't need the help. I'm in a worse way than I realized. I'm supposed to meet with 2 people as part of my investigation. But loud as I am to admit it, I'm in no condition to be up and about. As you may already know, I'm investigating the origins of an antique folding fan. The very one beside me, which I found in the Torn Manor one day. Curious about the design, which is unseen in Ulda, I turned to the history books and discovered that it is a style used in a palace during the Torn Dynasty. Further research revealed that Princess Edvia, my ancestor, who gave rise to Little Lady's Day, once used such a fan in a dance she performed at a royal soiree. Soiree. Yeah, words, am I right? Yeah. It was very beautiful by all accounts, and I should have liked to see it. Inspired by this discovery, I consulted the Royal Sandskill, and it was decided that we would make replicas of the fan as gifts for this year's celebration. However, when we showed the fan to the artisan we hired, he declared that, while undeniably designed in the Torn style, it was crafted much more recently, no more than a few decades ago at most. This led me to wonder, who had made this fan, and why? But my mother no longer with us. When I went to ask my father, he claimed to know nothing about it, and said no more. Though he married into the family, he is the present head of House Torn. If he does not know, then I have to seek my answers elsewhere. Additionally, if we learned how the fan was used during Princess Edvia's time, I thought we could share the knowledge during the celebration. Thus, I did arrange to meet with people who had versed in the history of our family. As I am now, however, I can scarcely stand without feeling faint. I'm sorry to impose, but might I trouble you to attend to the appointment in my stead? Count on me. I'm in your debt. Now, you will want to take that fan with you. God. Please show it when you meet the individuals in question. One is supportive of the Mitchell Eye, who will be over there, and the other is a historian who will be over at Quicksand. I think this is pointing that in general. Alright, so Quicksand, so gotta go. That's just my Modi. Grizzled historian. I fear I'm going to give him a bit of southern accent. Can I help you with something? I'm actually supposed to meet someone here, but she appears to be late. Torn Dynasty era folding fan. An antique folding fan. Aldiata found within the Torn Manor, crafted in the style during the Torn Dynasty. Ah, so you've come on Miss Aldiata's behalf. This is the fan she wished me to inspect. Indeed. This is the style held from the Torn Dynasty. It is that Princess Edvia carried such a fan when she attended functions. In those days it was considered meet for noble women to cover their faces, to which end they carried folding fans on their persons. But as the legend of the Lost Lady would attest, Princess Edvia didn't concern herself with social norms. At a royal soiree, far from using the fan to cover her face, she used it to perform an impromptu dance. The Sultan and his Sultan and his band of Spanish girls looked on and aghast, but the guests were captivated by her performance and erupted into a rapturous applause when she finished. That dance came to be known as the Little Lady's Dance, and is said to have been passed down through the women of House Torn. A fan you hold, I expect, was crafted for that very purpose. Curious, though, as a daughter of House Torn, it seemed to me that Miss Aldiata should be aware of this legacy. In any case, I hoped I was able to be of some help to her. Pass along my regards. Goodbye, sudden grizzled historian. The rest is the Thaumaturgist Guild. Alright, let's just take the old cheeky teleport. I should really pick up Black Mage. You look a bit old, so I'm gonna give you a bit of an old lady's voice. Oh, where could Aldiata be? Can I help you? She doesn't look old, she just looks a bit like... And it's just in the face. Ah, this fan. Aldiata sent you, I take it? Well then, I'll tell you what I know. When Aldiata reached out about the antique fan she found, I was instantly reminded of a similar one I saw long ago. By her description alone, it couldn't be certain, but to see it here and now, there's no doubt in my mind that this fan once belonged to Aldiata's mother, Claudia. She was still half the girl at the time, 15 summers old perhaps, when I interviewed her for a Little Lady's Day article. That day, she had this very fan with her. She was out of sorts now and begged to sit down and rest. As tired as she looked, I decided to cut the interview short and ended up writing about something else. I must say, I find it a little strange that Aldiata should ask me about the fan. It belonged to her mother after all. Surely she would know about it. Explains the, how it's like, oh, this fan's only like a couple of decades old. It's not an antique. You're like, but it looks like an antique. Yeah, let's do some investigation. Oh, wrong way. So you are returned. Thank you for attending the appointments in my stead. Did you learn aught of interest? I learned everything. Yeah, that's your mammy's. What? The fan was my mother's? And it was used to perform the Little Lady's dance, a dance passed down to the women of our line? Forgive me, but I'm not sure what to think. I never knew about any of this, and neither about the fan nor the dance. Why did my mother share the tradition with me? Perhaps she didn't have the chance. Yes, I feel that is the only plausible explanation. My mother succumbed to illness when I was little. Even if she had wished to pass on the tradition, she never had a chance to do so. Be that as it may, my father must have known something. I don't know why he claimed otherwise, and feigned ignorance about the fan. Nor do I expect that he would willingly talk. Still, I want to know about the dance, about my mother. I'm sorry to pose yet again, adventurer, but wouldn't you help me find the answers? Sure, if I get an emote out of it. That means a lot to me, thank you. Now then, if my mother appeared at Little Lady's Day with the fan, it seemed likely that she performed the dance there. On that assumption, I propose that we look for those who knew my mother around when she was involved in the festival. For this, wealthy middle-aged folk seemingly seems like a likely place to start. Chances are that they at least cross paths with her in social circles. To that end, could you please try approaching affluent-looking individuals at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, or at that cool aesthetic place? I shall wait for you here. I shall toot to get oh so quickly. Willowy noblewoman. Oh, what's that? Do I know Claudia Thorne and the dance she is to perform? May I ask who's asking? Oh, goodness to me, to think Claudia had no idea. I was good friends with her mother. I'm proud to say I'd be glad to share what I know. She was quite frail. Was Claudia, and constantly took ill. As a result, she seldom attended social functions, and certainly never performed the little ladies' day dance in them. She did, however, show me in private, and I consider myself blessed. It was so beautiful, I begged to learn from her. She kindly taught me, and she would have dearly loved to teach Aldiata too. I'm sure it breaks my heart, as she never had the chance. But if Aldiata is keen to learn the dance, that it would please me more than to teach it. A poor substitute, though I may be for her mother. She waits at the gold court, yes? I shall go find her at once. Okay, grand. That means we can skip all the stuff now, right? Right? Now, you still need to talk to the other two NPCs in the Sapphire Exchange. Okay. Oh, there we go. A third woman who once danced at the festival. I'm afraid I'm not familiar. Ladies' Day has always been for common folk festivals, after all. If anyone were to know, I dare say it would be the head of the Thorne family. It was under their auspices that the celebration take place. Oh, where in the world did you disappear to? Oh, what? Did I see the dance performed by Claudia Thorne? As it happens, yes. Yes, I did. It was during a Little Ladies' Day celebration many years ago. Claudia was participating for the first time, and I had the honour of being her guide. By way of thanks for my company, she showed me the dance. Flourishing her fan, she moved with such magnificent, majestic grace. I was utterly transfixed. A dance so lovely should be seen by all. Won't you perform it on stage at the festival? I suggested. To my delight, she agreed with a smile. But no sooner had she finished enrapturing the crowd, she retreated out of sight and all but collapsed to the ground. It was then I learned that her frail constitution. Though if I hadn't been aware, I felt no less terrible for making her overexert herself. I apologized profusely, begging her not to push herself ever again, and that sad look on her face when she nodded is something I'd not forgotten to this day. Look at me prattle on to a complete stranger. My apologies. Now then, I was in the midst of looking for someone, so I shall excuse myself. Parkour. There you are. A woman was here just now. She told me she was friends with my mother and kindly taught me how to perform the little ladies' dance. It's as beautiful as I imagined it would be, but I cannot thank you enough for finding this person. Now then, were you able to learn aught from anyone else? Yep. Better dude. So my mother once performed the dance before a crowd, but the Exertion from her was too much for her. From what I've now seen, the movements may indeed be trying for those of poor health. That my controller was a bit weird there. For such as myself, thus did my father choose to keep the dance a secret from me, out of concern for my well-being? Or so I speculate at any rate. Lady Alietta, thank heavens I found you! Rodolphe, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? Begging your pardon, my lady, but you disappeared from the manor without a word. But your father and I have been worried sick. All's well that ends well. I see that you're in good hands. Thank you, good madam, for looking after the young mistress once more. But now, my lady, even as we speak, your father searches for you in the city. If you feel strong enough, let us seek him out together. It would set his mind at ease. Yes, of course. Thanks to you, I've discovered things I never knew about my family. And I would have you at my side when I meet my father. Will you come with me? Thank you. Your presence will give me the courage to seek the truth. Master Fortin would be somewhere in the Ruby Road Exchange. Please, follow me. Looks like we're at the end of the quest. I just gotta go a little bit up. Master Fortin was beside himself with worry of the young mistress's health. He wishes to thank you for tending her. I told father I'm perfectly fine, but nevertheless insisted that I sit down. You're the woman from earlier. I should have guessed you were the one who aided my daughter. Oh, you're the... Oh! I said what I said, not realizing that you'd come at her behest. What's done is done. Now, let me properly introduce myself. Fortin Thorn, head of the Thorn family at your service. No more secrets, father. Why did you hide the truth from me? I couldn't bring myself to tell you. Even as that fan and that dance hold fond memories of your mother, they are a painful reminder that she is gone. But I couldn't bear to lose you as well, so please return the fan. Forget about the dance. Father, I understand full well why you feel this way. Were I in your position, I would likely feel the same. Well, as much as I am touched by your concern, I know about everything now. About Mother, about the fan, and even the dance. Oh, that's actually pretty. That was very a beautiful moment right there. Claudia. Lady Atta. Lady Atiata. That was extraordinary. Where in the world did you learn how to dance so beautifully? An old friend of Mother's taught me. Despite all these years, she still remembered the entire dance down to the smallest flourish. Mother brought you great joy when she danced for you that day. On coming to understand this, I knew that I wanted you to experience that joy again. Adiata. Okay, once apologise to your mother, I must now apologise to you. It was wrong for me to hide the fan and the dance from you, and I hope that you find it in your heart to forgive me. If it is you desire to carry on the tradition, then I will not stand in your way. Thank you, but you know, Father, it is Little Lady's Day. Rather than an apology, is there not a more appropriate gesture for this occasion? As you say, my princess. As you say, I, Fortune Torn, head of the Torn family, do hereby pledge to serve you as your royal Senskil. Your every wish is my command. Except, perhaps, when I judge that you are overexerting yourself. After all, your Highness's well-being is my foremost priority. I shall bear that in mind. Without further ado, my first wish is to instruct festival staff in a little ladies' dance, that we may share it with all who participate in the festivities. If that is your wish, then it is mine as well. On this day, all ladies are princesses, and everyone should by rights inherit the dance passed down in our family. I have a gift for you, adventurer. As a token of my gratitude, it isn't much, but please accept these instructions for the dance, along with a replica of my mother's fan. Now then, there's no time to waste. We must distribute these fans to as many people as possible, and share with them the history of the dance. This will be a little lady's day to remember. Oh yes, it will. And so ends the seasonal event. Her greatest fan. Can now learn the dance, which is... Oh, that's really cute. Oh, God. This day has come, friends, but... You know, I wasn't expecting to see the feckin' Lofforts with Alpha and Omega. What did Pudding Way say? Just wanna... This day has come, my friends. Pudding has evolved! This is cute. Can we, just sit with the lads? There we go. This is really cute. I mean, there was one of the events. It was just like, oh look, once you finish the event, you just turn around the corner, you just see like Alpha. It was the first event we did was like the the Heaven's Strum event and just Alpha. No, it wasn't Alpha. I think it was just there's a few of the Lofforts were there, which I gotta admit is the most genius way to incorporate the Lofforts since, you know, we kind of like ruined their entire existence of like, hey, we saved the world, but at what cost? The Lofforts' employment, which is why the crafting tribal quest line is like, what do we do now? The answer is dance party. But now, we can also talk to the folks now. The young mistress truly has a spring in her step during Little Lady's Day celebrations. Why, I dare say, one would scarce believe she suffers from a delicate constitution. During the festivities, I hope. Should you have any questions concerning my family, it would be my pleasure to answer them. Oh wow, there's a lot more lore here. Oh, we're definitely reading that. I'd hoped you would stop by. That I might thank you properly. Had you not aided my daughter, may never have bonded as we have now. In truth, I did not realize how much joy it would bring me to see her take after her mother by inheriting her family tradition. And yet I cannot help to worry that one day soon, that she may meet the love of her life, in much the same way I met her mother. I wish dearly for her to find such happiness, but nevertheless find myself conflicted with the prospect of seeing her go. Okay, so let's go with flower crowns. Following the events of the Legend of the Lost Lady, by which I mean after Sultan Baldric served as Senskil to a miller girl, he chose to do the same each year for other old done ladies. It is said that this was his way of reminding himself and others that all girls should be treasured. Then one year, the girl he had chosen to be princess for a day presented him with a bouquet of daisies to thank him for his service. Knowing how hard the girl had worked to pick them, the Sultan gladly accepted the flowers and bade his attendants fashion them into circlets. Then, removing his own royal crown, he placed one on his head and another on hers. "We're the same, you and I," he said, smiling. The Thorn family had considered daisies to be the symbol of happiness ever since. "You look as though you have something on your mind. Do you perchance know something I do not concerning the flower crowns?" "I see. You're not at liberty to say. I understand. Not every adventure is a tale that can be shared. But if I am honest with you, it only makes me more curious to know. I hope that one day you can tell me of the secret adventure." I'm just trying to realize what's that a reference to. But the Fortin Torn. Fortin Torn is my father, and the head of House Torn. It is his duty as representative of our family to sponsor Little Lady's Day each year. Or so I once thought. I realize now that for him, it is far more than duty which binds him to the celebration. Little Lady's Day is the very thing which brought him and Mother together. And it is her memory and his love for her that drives him to ensure it continues. Much like how Princess Edvia and her father Sultan Baldric were to be able to see each other in a new light after her disappearance, I feel as though my father and I have a better understanding of one another after what happened today. So Claudia Torn. Claudia Torn, my mother, an eldest daughter of House Torn before her passing. I am told she left this world soon after I was born into it. Her frequent bouts of illness prevented her from joining social functions held amongst the noble families of Ul'dah, but by pure chance she was able to attend a Little Lady's Day celebration long ago, where she met my father and performed the Little Lady's Day dance for him. There's much I've yet to learn about my mother. From what been told, I cannot help but feel as though I had much in common. It makes me feel close to her, as though some part of her is still alive in me. The Torn Dynasty. Although Ul'dah was founded by the House of Ul, control of the throne was wrested from them after a period of instability, with the House Torn being appointed to rule as stewards some 350 summers ago. For more than a century, my forebears ruled, enacting countless reforms which would see their governance regarded favourably by the citizenry. At the end of those many long years, feeling that their sworn duty had at last been fulfilled, my ancestors returned rule to the old dynasty. To the old dynasty. To this day, we of House Torn continue to do our part to see Ul'dah flourish. So, little lady's dance. In the years following the incident with the Miller girl, Princess Edvia grew to become a fine lady, attending royal soirees, and on the like-on occasion, just as expected of her. In spite of this, she remained true to herself, forthright and bold as ever. On one fateful evening, she took her folding fan, an accessory noble women used in those days, for the express purpose of covering their faces as a form of etiquette, and instead flourished it about her, using to perform a dance she had improvised on the spot. While the Sultan and his band of Senchkals were stunned by her impromptu performance, the nobles in attendance were instead captivated by its beauty and applauded her when she finished. In time, Princess Edvia's dance became known as the Little Lady's Dance, and it, alongside the folding fan, have been passed down through the women of House Torn ever since. Yeah, there we go. What about you? How to take this fan was part of a long-standing tradition of House Torn. Goodness, I truly cannot thank you enough for lending Miss Aldiata's your aid. As a result of your discovery, we've been able to teach the Little Lady's Day dance to those in attendance. As you can see for yourself, the celebrations look to be a resounding success because of it. Yeah, no. You don't offer me anything new, do you? Nope. Okay. So the dance gets passed around. Good. Why not? I have my backup dancers. Let's, Mama, you're kind of in the way right now. I'm just gonna put you away for a second. Okay, well, let's just try to do it at the right time. There. Butter, it's beautiful. But yeah, folks, with that we've concluded our Little Lady's Day shenanigans. We will definitely, as for tradition, we will do the next event, whenever that will be. If not in the meanwhile, we'll definitely be covering patch 6.4 when that drops, the MSQ at least. But anyway, folks, I'm going to love you and leave you. I've got some other shenanigans to do. But I wish you all a happy little ladies' day from everyone here at KDB TV, which is only just me, but we also have Sumire Yumite. Don't forget her. She is, you know, my self-insert OC, but, you know what? Do one more dance before we go. But yes, just the usual stereotypical YouTuber outro of, you know, like, comment, subscribe, as every YouTuber's forced to say under these dark tyrannical times. And blessed be the YouTube algorithm and our great overlords Google for just giving us this platform on which I can stream. But I've got, you know, I got my weekly tomes to do, yo. And some Hildebrand weapons to farm. Sorry, not Hildebrand, Manderville weapons. To make them all glowy. Like so. But speaking of glows, I gotta go off. I'd go on amazing adventures. But anyway, folks, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. See you then.